We're literally in 2025 going into a period when the deep state's going to flip out and they're going to try to cause absolute chaos. So there's this Q post I wanted to read, post 34. This is what we're going through right now. When this happens, this is kind of prophetic in a way. Basically the military and Trump telling the plans of what they're doing. This is basically Donald Trump speaking. Ready? My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, and this could happen soon. We're literally in 2025 going into a period when the deep state's going to flip out and they're going to try to cause absolute chaos in America and maybe around the earth. Okay? And then there's going to be some sort of a shutdown. Something crazy is going to happen. And that's what this is prepared for. You ready? You're going to hear this, I think, in this year. My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize that we are taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and to destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. On the President of the United States' order, POTUS, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from the primary fallout which is slated to occur 11.3. Upon the arrest announcement of Mr. Podesta, John Podesta, actionable 11.4. This could be November 3rd and 4th. Confirmation to the public of what is occurring will then be revealed and will not be openly accepted. This, I think, has to do with the pedophile networks and all the satanic stuff that's literally people have no idea what's really going on. You got to go down the rabbit holes. You got to go down the rabbit holes to you got to be a conspiracy theorist to know what's really going on. The evil is unconscionable. It'll ruin your brain if you knew what these people are actually doing. Confirmation to the public of what is occurring will then be revealed and it will not be openly accepted. It's going to be very hard. Cognitive dissonance, man. People are not going to be able to comprehend what's going on. Public riots are being organized in serious numbers in an effort to prevent the arrest and capture of more senior public officials. Okay, we've got a lot of evil people running the country, and they all need to be rounded up and arrested, and they're going to be. I think it's going to be this year. Now that Trump is in office, he's moving quickly. On POTUS's order, a state of temporary military control will be actioned and special ops carried out. False leaks have been made to retain several within the confines of the United States to prevent extradition and special operator necessity. Rest assured, the safety and well-being of every man, woman, and child of this country is being exhausted in full. However, the atmosphere within the country will unfortunately be divided as so many have fallen for the corrupt and evil narrative that has long been broadcast. We will be initiating the emergency broadcast system, the EMS, during this time in an effort to provide a direct message, avoiding the fake news, to all citizens. Organizations and or people that wish to do us harm during this time will be met with swift fury. Certain laws have been pre-lifted to provide our great military the necessity, authority to handle and conduct these operations at home and abroad. Post 35. Continuation. POTUS will be well insulated and protected on Air Force One and abroad. Specific locations are classified while these operations are conducted due to the nature of the entrenchment. It is time to take back our country and make America great again. Wow, emotions just hit me. Let us salute and pray for the brave men and women in uniform who will undertake this assignment to bring forth peace, unity, and return of power to the people. It is our hope that this message reaches enough people to make a meaningful impact. We cannot yet telegraph this message through normal methods for reasons I'm sure everyone here can understand. Follow the questions from the previous threads and remain calm. The primary targets are within TC and remain at the top on both sides, left and right. The spillover in the streets will be quickly shut down. Look for more false flags, stay alert, be vigilant, and above all, please pray. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Love is patient, love is kind. God bless my fellow Americans. 4:10:20. 4:10:20 is DJT, which is Donald John Trump. Post 55, where this is going to be announced or written, it was written in November 2nd, 2017. It says, look to Twitter, exactly this. My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. And I believe that this will be announced. But he doesn't really use Twitter, does he? He uses truth. And then, of course, the big finale, my favorite, we are saving Israel for last for a very specific reason, not mentioned a single time. Because the Israelites are going to get kicked out of America for their evil. This is also why down here, Elon Musk reported a massive attack on his social media platform X, which disrupted a scheduled conversation with Donald Trump. The attack caused issues for users trying to access the platform during the event. So what's happening is that they're attacking X, which used to be Twitter, because I think they know that this announcement has to happen at some time. The president will be telling us that the storm is upon us. And at that point, the military is going to get involved and they're going to round up all the evildoers in the country because we are literally, there's a virus inside of our country that needs to be cleansed. And it's mostly them. They control everything. And they hate us. While all the Christians think that they're the good guys. No, they're sheep and goats. That's what people forget. They're sheep and goats. And so I'm talking about the goats. I'm talking about the goats. So this is what's coming right here. It's Q post 34 and 35 and 55. So that's what's going on in our country. And I tried to read it. I actually got emotional because it's so great. It's so amazing. You know, the fake news over the years, you probably heard of this thing called Q or QAnon, and the fake news has tried to poo-poo it and say that it's just conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat stuff. No, that's the military that Trump is working with that are going to take out all the fake news people, which are they're all that people group that I put on the screen over here. They're all those people. That's who controls everything. And Q's like going to target them and get rid of them and kick them out of the country. This. They're the problem. They're the problem. It's not like Peter, John, James, and Jesus. That's not who these people are. They're the Pharisees, the Sadducees. They're evil. They used to sacrifice their children to Molech. These people control everything and they're evil. They're like literally the worst people on earth. And that's why the mercy and the miraculous nature of God is that he can take these people, sift through them, give them a choice, and create a church out of them. It's almost hard to wrap your head around because they're so bad right now. But eventually, literally within the next decade, they're going to be the best people on the earth. Once they're made immortal and incorruptible, but right now they're totally corrupt. There's a lodge in every town in America. Yeah, and they're all, it all comes down to these people. It all comes down to them. And so Q says that they're saving them for last, meaning they're going to take care of this problem. They're a problem. They're a massive problem in the United States of America. And the very specific reason, not mentioned a single time, I think, is that, you know, their history is that wherever they go, every country they go into, they get kicked out because of the problems that they cause. And now it's our turn. Bye. They're the only people group, these people have their own land that God gave them. But they're scattered everywhere and want to take over everything, like they're entitled to the rest of the earth. They're not. God gave them a specific pasture. The sheep and goats need to be in that pasture, and they're not. They're scattered. They're all over the place, and they cause problems wherever they go. So they got to go. They got to go. And anyway, this is the look. It's the prophecy. They have to go back to Israel, rebuild the temple. They have to hear the message of the two witnesses and make a choice for Christ or for Lucifer. That's what's going to happen to them, not to you. Therefore say, Ezekiel, like God's telling Ezekiel to tell the Israelites, thus saith the Lord God, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered. What did I just say? Are they in DC? Yeah. Are they in Hollywood? Yeah. Do you know that these people control Pornhub and OnlyFans? Everything evil, these people own it. BlackRock. It's all this bloodline. They own everything. The media, Hollywood, the horror movie industry, which is disgusting. They own everything. They literally are doing all of this to destroy us. And we know. And so we're going to get rid of them. I will gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you've been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. That's where they belong. They don't belong here. They don't belong here. And I will bring you out from the people, and I will gather you from the countries where you've been scattered with a mighty hand, with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will accept you with your sweet savor. I will bring you out from the people and gather you out of the countries where you've been scattered, and I will be sanctified in you before the heathen. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because you are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem. Now we're getting into the peace and safety and sudden destruction, 70th week. As they gather silver and brass, iron, lead, and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it to melt it, so will I gather you, Israel, in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Where? Jerusalem. That's where the fire is. That's Jacob's trouble. Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. For I will take you from among the heathen, and I will gather you out of all countries, and I will bring you into your own land. You know, they say America is a melting pot, and you know, if you come here legally, I suppose the government believes that that's fine, but there's a specific people group that God doesn't want here. He wants them there. And they're going to go. They're going to go. And we're going to make America great again without them here. That's how it is. They cause problems, and then they complain that we complain about them causing problems. And that's why they throw the word, you're anti-Semite. No, I'm literally bringing up the fact that you're a problem causer. At that time I will bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. Yeah, that's the kingdom. This is a horrible group of people right now, at least the leader, not the regular normal people who are just trying to like have a business and raise kids, not those people, not them. The leaders that have sick intentions for non-family members. They hate the goyim. And that is well known. And that is what's coming. Get out. In the same way, that's why these are the people that are also fighting ICE and deporting illegals that are coming into our country. They don't like the idea of being able to round people up and kick them out. Because guess what? That's just practice. You see what I'm saying? All the Southern Americans that came here illegally, round them up, get them out. Okay, that's what Trump's doing. That's just practice. The real virus has to be dealt with. And that's this. That's not hate. That's Bible prophecy.
President Trump designated Gitmo for trials, Guam for trials, and Terra del Fuege for trials. So now we got Gitmo 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. And the trials have been going on since September 30th. 30 news reporters last year got a lottery ticket. And they're down at Gitmo. And they are watching the trials. And when it gets reported on, everyone will know. Everyone will know. Okay, but until then, nobody knows. Well, except for me. I've got the court transcripts from Hillary's trial. The evidence we pulled out from underground in Rockford, Illinois, John Brennan was just tried. And so was Podesta. Huma Abedin is being tried right now. She turned state's evidence on Hillary. This last year and a half has been pretty interesting.
And the next year and a half will be even more interesting with the 250th anniversary of the United States of America in 2026. It seems to me that Donald Trump is going to give us all a gift that we've long awaited. Justice for all.
Because you'd be in jail.
This is the final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. And we will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.